This next person who I'm going to invite to offer some Chidon HaTanach wisdom is somebody who's been with me on my journey since my first year running the Chidon HaTanach back at MDS. Every year she's competed, she's been through the rotation, and she knows Tanakh cold. In fact, after completing her time as an official Chidoner in 11th grade last year, Ariella Fohrman went on to complete the entirety of Tanakh over the course of this year. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Ariella Fohrman to impart some of her Chidon wisdom to all of us. The floor is yours, Ariella.
For me, being back here this year is bittersweet. 7 years ago, Chidon Tanakh became a part of me. It happened when I first embarked on this incredible journey as a little sixth grader. That year, I got into the Nationals. And before stepping foot in that room, to be quite honest, I didn't think I would ever continue Chidon after that day. You guys, students, parents, and coaches, you know how much goes in to preparing for Chidon. How many hours, sleepless nights, neglected schoolwork, and missed social opportunities go into studying. But as I walked out of Manhattan Day School that year, in sixth grade, I turned to my mom, and I told her I changed my mind. I would be continuing. Because the national finals that year gave me a peek into what I could gain from that experience. I saw the participants that year who really put their all in it and took it to the next level. I saw students quoting psukim left and right, and I saw a glow in them. It was that infectious love for Torah in that room, as there is today, that brought me in. There was a feeling of unity over this pure desire of everyone in the room to just learn more, and that provided me with a feeling of yearning. There was just no way I couldn't continue. And so, I walked out of the national finals in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grades with a feeling of pure yearning to feel those words of Torah filling me up, for me to make this Torah my own. Over the course of those 5 years, Chidon became an integral part of my identity. And it hit me, as I started studying for the first test last year, that this would be my last year I would be able to participate in the Chidon. It was honestly depressing. How would I be able to go on with my life once Chidon was over? Who would I be if not Chidon girl? I think there was a part of me that knew that if I pushed myself and studied hard enough, I would be able to make it to the international finals. While I was definitely interested in all aspects of the international competition, the secret truth is that the part that I really wanted is that one more year of Chidon. High school seniors can't participate in the US Chidon. The only way to participate is if you make it to Israel. If I could just study hard enough, I could continue another year. It felt like I wouldn't have to let go of this thing that gave me so much life. And so, I told myself that this last year, I would really put my all into it. Last year, I spent every waking minute on Chidon. I started to become one of those kids who had inspired me that first year. I started randomly quoting psukim, making connections, and making insightful contributions to Torah conversations. Most of all, though, I started having that glow. I had a fire burning inside me with the passion of Tanakh, a yearning to keep learning this book that connected me so deeply to God. As much as I'm talking about myself right now, I know that each and every one of you can relate. Chidon is a life-changing experience. It's simply not possible to not be changed by it. And I know there's a few of you in the room right now who are very anxiously awaiting the results of the test you just took. You'll feel that everything is riding on whose name gets called up in a few minutes. That if your name is not the one that gets called up, you won't know what to do with yourself. Maybe a part of that is ego. But a real part of it is more than that. How will Torah stay with you once you leave this precious environment? What will provide you with this feeling of yearning? I know how you feel because I felt that way too, this time last year. Last year, my name was not the one that got called up for first or second place. I won fifth. And yes, I know. All your family hugs you and they tell you it's an incredible accomplishment. And it is. But honestly, it was a downer. It didn't give me what I really wanted. I got the certificate, but I didn't get another year of Chidon. I was dreading the end of Chidon because I was scared that once Chidon was over, I would lose that connection to Torah. It was a legitimate fear, and I had a very hard time with it. But what I realize now is that Chidon gave me a deep connection to Torah and God that would actually be enduring. This became clear to me when, just 3 hours after I logged off the Zoom for the national finals last year, I felt an itch to just pick up my Tanakh and learn something. I learned that something, and then that something turned into a project to try and learn not just the parts that you're tested on, but all of Tanakh. I made a Siyum on it just a few months ago. And something surprised me. Something surprised me as I learned. I was surprised by the fact that I remembered the Sfarim that I had learned through Chidon over the years. And I don't just mean faint recall. I actually remembered them surprisingly accurately. I could read a pasuk and know the next words that would come. And that was comforting. I came to understand that those texts will never leave me, no matter how many years away from Chidon I get. Now, as I learn, my heart always skips a beat when I get to a parak that I learned for Chidon, or when a teacher quotes a random pasuk from Yirmiyahu, and I'm able to understand the context of it. In the end, Chidon and the passion that it gave me really always will stay with me. And in ways you can hardly begin to know now, it will stay with you too. Mazel tov on being here.